Hey guys, I'm Brett Rose, tech writer and chum to both sharks and humans. I'm out here in Northern California checking out the new GoPro HERO4 Session. First off, the HERO4 Session is waterproof on its own up to 33 feet. That means it doesn't require the same plastic waterproof housing you need for the other GoPro cameras. You should be fine for surfing, swimming, snorkeling, other water sports other than scuba diving. Because of that, the Session is 50% smaller than the HERO4 Silver or Black when waterproof and ready to mount. It's also 35% lighter. Basically, if you've always dreamed of having a camera so small you could mount it on your pet mouse, today is your lucky day. It's also small enough that we're probably going to see it in some very interesting places in porn. Yeah. You'll also notice that the Session takes a dramatically different form factor from any other GoPro of the past. It's this perfect little 1.5-inch cube, whereas all the other GoPros were these little rectangles. This gives the Session some unique advantages. For instance, you can drop it into its frame mount in pretty much any orientation. This means it's basically the first GoPro you can side mount to things, like a helmet, without using an awkward elbow joint type mount. It comes with two different frames as well, standard and low profile. To test how much drag it had, I swam across a lake with the camera strapped to my back, and then again with it on my chest. I could feel the straps catching a little water during freestyle, but nothing on the camera itself. And during breaststroke, I pretty much forgot it was there, which is impressive. GoPro is really trying to play up the ease of use with the Session. It has just two buttons. You press the main button on top, it turns the camera on and starts recording. Hit it again, it stops shooting and turns off. I found that this saved a ton of battery life, and it actually lasted a lot longer than the HERO4 Silver I was comparing it to, despite it having a smaller battery. It takes about 4 seconds to turn on and start recording, which feels like a very long time when there's a wave coming. If you long press that same button, it'll go into a time-lapse mode, shooting one pic every half second. The other button in the back toggles Wi-Fi on and off, will display the video mode you've selected, and will add a highlight tag while you're rolling. Unfortunately, you can't actually change the settings or the mode on the camera itself. To do that, you need to pair it with your smartphone or a GoPro Wi-Fi remote control, which is sold separately. This kind of sucks, as it's not always practical to have those things with you. Speaking of modes, it can shoot 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second, 1440p at 30 frames a second, and 720p at 100 frames per second. Some of those modes also support Super View, which takes a 4:3 ratio shot and then compresses it down to a standard 16:9. This gives you a lot more at the top and the bottom of your frame. It's the mode I use for things like surfing, mountain biking, and snowboarding. Audio tests. 1, 2, 1, 2. High notes, low notes. Audio tests. 1, 2, 1, 2. High notes, low notes. So the Session has two microphones that are specially built to help them drain quickly when they get wet. They actually work pretty well. What's interesting is that the price point is still pretty high. At $400, it costs the same amount as the HERO4 Silver, which has more resolutions and frame rates to choose from, has swappable batteries, and a built-in LCD touchscreen, which makes it really easy to use. So you're basically paying for the small form factor here. Unfortunately, image quality takes a major hit for that form factor. Compare it to the HERO4 Silver, and it's just no contest. Take a look at the sharpness here. This is the Session, and this is the Silver. Look how much more detail you can see in the grass in the front, the bushes in the middle, and the trees in the back in the image on the left. Or check out the lighting in this scene. This is the Session, and this is the Silver. It almost looks like they were shot on entirely different days. The Silver on the left is far brighter and truer to life than the Session on the right. Look at the colors here. This is the Session, this is the Silver. Session, Silver. The image on the left has brighter, richer, more vibrant colors. For low light, the Session really cranks up the gain, which produces a pretty noisy and very red image. The Silver, on the other hand, is a lot cleaner and a lot more natural looking, but it's also dark as hell. We'll leave it to you to decide which one you prefer. I also found that water droplets were far more prone to stick to the lens of the Session. I don't know why that is, but I definitely ended up with way more usable footage from the Silver. Finally, this shot encapsulates everything I've been saying about image quality. Let's pause it right here. Check out that dynamic range. Despite the fact that I'm backlit, the Silver has my face nicely exposed, while the Session loses it in the shadows. The Silver has a higher bitrate too, which gives you more detail and makes color correcting easier. Look at the detail on the bluff behind me, and even up close on my wetsuit and surfboard. Basically, in image quality, the Silver blows the Session out of the water by every metric, and in my opinion, image quality is king. Considering there's no difference in price, there's just no way I'm going to recommend buying the HERO4 Session over the HERO4 Silver. If they could pack the same image quality and usability of the silver into the form factor of the Session, they'd really have a winner. But for now, stick to the one that takes prettier pictures. So what do you think? Is this the camera you've been waiting for, or are you more likely to go for the more powerful Hero 4 Silver, which costs the same, or the even more beastly Hero 4 Black, which costs $100 more? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to Wired if you haven't already. And with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do.
Dim.